So you guys, let's have some fun on this next mode in terms of party games mode, which is Globe Trot, where we're gonna be going around the world and off to see the world. You don't need to know. Well, I have no idea why I say things like that. Hey, what's up everybody? I am the one and only Pac-Man here, and I'm back for yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Wii Party for the Nintendo Wii. So, last time, we have basically played Board Game Island, and I somehow managed to claim my luckiest victory yesterday. So as a result of that kind of stuff though, I had a lot of fun playing this mode. So, despite the fact that I keep getting myself RNG in some areas, but today, we're going to be heading on to Globe Trot. Travel the globe visiting hotspots and collecting souvenir photos. And the game's length is going to be somewhat roughly an hour. So because of this though, and I've decided able to change the Mii's quickly, now I think I should probably stick around with this time, we're going to be able to select Mickey Mouse. I'm sure he won't mind. Although, I was expecting if I was trying to play as my Mii, which is of course the Pac-Man Mii, but I haven't exactly created it yet. So, hopefully I'll get around into it at some point, but for now, let's just go ahead and shuffle up these opponents here. Well, we've already seen Famiko since in Board Game Island, we have seen Michael also in Board Game Island, and nah, we're not exactly going there yet, so yeah, I think this lineup should be alright, so at least we actually got some familiar new Mii's that we can able to play against within. So in this case we have Emily, alongside with the forms of Masika, and as well as Fritz, so, which I somehow mispronunciation of their names by the way, so I do apologize for that. So here we are, in the actual globe itself, so, hello, and welcome to Globe Trot. And yeah, this is my first time playing this, so yeah, let's see how this game plays out to be. In this game, you travel around the world, visiting many different countries along the way. To move, players select one of their face-down cards and move the number of spaces on their card. The goal is to visit as many hotspots as possible. When you land on a hotspot, you'll receive a souvenir photo to commemorate your visit. After 10 rounds, the game will go into extra time for 10 more rounds or until someone gets a souvenir photo. When the game ends, the player who has collected the most souvenir photos is the winner. So, and yeah, we actually start this board up by getting 10 coins apparently. So, yeah, does that gameplay style looks familiar to you? Also, well, turns out, before we're able to dive right in, it looks like that party fill is going to tell us 3 specific hotspots we need able to go into. So, in this case we have one from the likes of Brazil, and there's also another one which takes place, I think it was in America, and another one takes place in Canada, at least as far as I recall correctly. So, each round a mini-game will decide the order of play, plus coins are awarded based on how each player wins. So yeah, you get the idea. Oh goody, we have a luck-based minigame to start with, so the only thing you need to win this minigame is luck. Pick one of the 4 fireworks and hope for the best. So speaking of a devil, point at the Wii remote at the firework of your choice and press A to select it, so yeah, like I said, a great way to start things off with a luck-based minigame, so I highly doubt I will lose, so this is not a good start. But hopefully, I'll choose the purple rocket here, which I highly doubt I will lose, no matter what, so just watch. Because I seriously swear to God, if I somehow get screwed from the get-go, I'll be, well, thrown off. Yep, speaking of such, I got screwed. Almost instantly. Oh, screw you, game! Well, at least as far as I can usually tell from that particular point of view, but at the very least that, well, much like the forms of in before when Mario Party 9 and Mario Party Island Tour, and especially noticeable with 10 Star Rush and the top 100, and heck, even with the forms of Super and Superstars, you still get rewarded if you get into 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, for that matter though. Well, at least as far as I can tell for this point, so... Anyway, so it looks like we're gonna be able to move individual spaces, which, again, if you're familiar with this particular gameplay style, if you've followed through our Let's Play channels before, this is basically, it's kind of like a traditional Mario Party style of gameplay, you know, with the forms of moving around the board individually while collecting stars and coins shenanigans. Well, this particular board game is kind of like the equivalent to that, which I actually do like, especially notable because, well, I'm guessing that's another reason why I prefer this game over the likes of Wii Party U, is because, well, usually relatively speaking, because these are the only two boards I've recognized from the likes of in any other Wii Party games, that's for sure. Although, generally speaking, when it comes to forms of, let's just say Wii Party U and stuff like that, I think there's a grand total of 3 boards on that game. So as a result, you get like the highway rollers, which basically is like a linear board, and basically you have to utilize multiple dice blocks and stuff like that in order to progress. And there's also the forms of the gamepad island, where basically you have to force able to let 2 players up to 4 players to play the mode. And I will get to more details in a second, because let's have a look around the map, shall we? So in this case, we got some of these spaces, like for instance, there's the surprise space, which actually gives you something very rewarding, or some negative effects will happen, as well as odd job, where basically you get yourselves coins if you somehow manage to do your job. Although, you don't necessarily try to do a mini event of any sort, it just does it by itself. And there's also the airport space, which allows you to able to transport you into a different part of the actual, the airport itself, and I pull out a number 3 card, so... And if you see those glowing spots of the board, basically that's where you get determined of how you're able to actually land some of these spaces in mind. So, yeah, let's just land on that card space, where basically, if you hop onto the card space, this allows you to give you a freebie card. So, in this case, I've got myself a 4 train card, which will be a good thing until the next turn. So, alright, Jumbo Jump. Why take turns when you can all ski jump at the same time? The closer to the end you launch, the longer you fly. Alright, seems like a kind of fun mini game to go through. When you launch at the end of the ski jump, then swing the Wiimote up to launch, so... Alright, let's begin. Thankfully you don't need to able to, like, control the balance of it, because obviously all you have to do is just basically just flick the Wiimote once, and that's pretty much about it. Ah, darn it all. I was in 4th. Or maybe because my timing is a little bit too early for my part, but it knows what it is, I guess. But at the very least, I just got myself a pitiful 1 coin, which it always kind of reminds me of the forms of obtaining, you know, mini stars from Mario Party 9, Island Tour, and 10. So, except the fact that unlike those 2 games, both 9 and 10, basically we don't usually go and travel on all in one particular vehicle. So, at the very least, that's a good thing. So, because otherwise, we'll get screwed over if we manage to able to get onto one specific vehicle in mind. So, anyway, so here's the actual shopping space, where this allows you to able to buy specific cards. So, I think, relatively speaking, this particular mode is like a combination of the gameplay style from the traditional Mario Party we all know and love, and also it kind of reminds me of Sonic Shuffle for a bit, because obviously in Sonic Shuffle you have to deal with cards in order to able to select which specific amount of spaces you want to land on. And also on top of all that stuff though, in order to able to land on those specific hotspots, basically you have to get a specific number card. So for example, if I was getting pretty close to United States of America, basically the good thing I did somehow manage to get on the other hand though, well actually I'll get to more that in a moment, because we have ourselves a Tornado card event. So, and I believe if it goes onto the roulette thing, good thing it's not me, so instead it's aiming onto Emily. So, in this case, she's probably gonna go warp into someplace else. To be more specifically, she's gonna go onto the African segment. So it looks like that he managed to got another free number 3 card. So yeah, with the forms of that 4 train card I'm going to be using right now, that way it allows me to able to actually go into that particular USA hotspot. And the pricing for those hotspots is going to cost you about 10 coins, which is before when Super Mario Party was a thing. And then basically though, that you have to pay 10 coins. You know, souvenir photos are basically this game's equivalent to stars from Mario Party, so that's something worth classifying for noticing this, so... Alright, 3rd round, here we go. Let's see what minigame I'll be playing next. We played this before, but hopefully we would able to try to win this time. Well, at least as far as, you know, winning minigames in this mode so far wasn't exactly all that great to begin with, but at least I'll try. So, 77. I think it's roughly here, I guess, although I may be wrong, because I didn't pay attention, so yeah, while this has been going on, today's day is of course the 12th of June today. Oh, I somehow got very close. Nice. So anyway, today's day is of course the 12th of June today, in this case in 2022 today. So, remember when I mentioned this ever since in yesterday's video? That, apparently though, that the North American release of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 the movie, specifically Blu-ray, 4K, Ultra HD Blu-ray, and DVD release, they're going to be releasing it during at some point on the 9th of August. It turns out on the UK version, at least as far as I can recall correctly, also gets a release date recently, which apparently is going to be releasing and during at some point on the 8th of August. So, yeah, about time, because, oh man, I was so waiting impatiently at this point, especially noticeable, I keep on waiting and waiting and waiting, especially noticeable, I'm so desperately want to able to get the physical versions of, you know, I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 the movie, physically, for the sake of the forms of Blu-ray or DVD, or technically both, really, because I'm a die-hard Sonic fan, so, yeah, that totally seems very obvious by that point, so... Oh yeah, and every once in a while, with those hotspot spaces are now usually being replaced by certain spaces. So in this case though, oh jeez, it looks like he's probably gonna steal some 5 coins, but luckily it's not me, because obviously, he's really gonna have a first personal vendetta against with, Emily right here. I know my commentary is a little bit iffy at this point, but because I was gonna able to try to say something specifically, but sometimes I always caught off guard with something else, so... Anyway, so it looks like she's probably gonna miss the hotspot space. So yeah, that's the thing about this is though, is that, like I said before, just like in Sonic Shuffle, oh, there's actually a thief, where basically you get able to, I won't trust to classify for saying stealing someone else's card or something. So in this case though, oh jeez, it looks like Emily's gonna have a really rough run at the moment. Especially noticeable about the fact that she had 3 vehicle cards, but now it's been replaced as in, you can get either 1 card, 2 card, or 3 cards. So, however though, you can only carry up to 5 cards, so that's something worth noting for the amount of cards you need. So, friendly face-off. It's a race to place the 6 pieces of your face back together. So, point the Wii remote at the puzzle piece and press A to pick it up. Twist left or right to rotate it, in case if there are some rotating pieces to rotate. So, gotta think about it, this minigame does remind me of a similar kind of game, as in, you know, Jigsaw Jumble a little bit, although ultimately speaking though, that's all we have to do is basically we have to fill up the entire puzzle piece that features your Mii face right here. So, at the very least, it's pretty easy when you get the hang of it though. Sometimes that my pointer feels a little bit too finicky at the moment, but at the very least I still managed to win regardless, so there we go. Nicely done on my part, so yeah, since that Emily was on 4th place for that minigame, that she obviously gets like 1 coin, but if I was somehow in 1st, then obviously I'll get 10 coins, and if someone else is in 2nd, they'll get 5, and then they'll get 3 coins if they're in like 3rd or something, so... And there's my 2nd hotspot, which appears to be taking place in Canada, which that way I'll have some delicious maple syrup with pancakes, so delicious. So yeah, not much else to say about this, honestly. It's just that I'm very happy about the fact that with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie, DVD release is now a thing in the UK, so all it needs left now is just the Japanese release, which is not going to be able to be existent until later on in August, to be more specifically 19th of August, just because of the forms of trying to able to translate the film as in a Japanese dub, so makes a pretty obvious sense because, well, you know what I mean. Just like in the first film, they need able to get a little bit some time off to able to try to get used to it or something. But either way though, oh, speaking of Japan actually, recently, as far as what Ray the Flying Squirrel or Maxi has forgotten to mention about, ever since in the Let's Plays of SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, along with Super Mario 3D All-Stars in the Super Mario Sunshine game, basically though is the fact that apparently though, out of nowhere, which no one asks for it, including myself, apparently though there's gonna be another Sega Console Mini, and if you're probably thinking to yourself, is it gonna be the Sega Saturn Mini? Or the Sega Dreamcast Mini that most fans are really desperately wanted? Well, no. Because instead, we're getting ourselves another model from the likes of the Sega Mega Drive Classic Mini. Oh geez, she somehow managed able to get our coins. Okay, fair enough, because obviously she was now way up ahead, so in this case she's now in second place at the moment. Ah, this minigame again. Ah, jeez. Oh, and by the way, something's worth mentioning, this minigame is also known as in North America, called Risky Railroad. So, no idea why they managed able to replace that particular railway to railroad name, but it knows what it is. Oh, no, please don't tell me Oh, come on! Why does the game hate me so much? Oh, damn you. Anyway. So, yeah, apparently though, well, at the moment right now, it's gonna be on Japan at the moment, but I'm not exactly sure during the forms of our countries at the moment. So as a result though, yeah, Sega Mega Drive 2 Mini is existence, so, or does exist, so apparently that most people seem to able to don't care about it too much, myself included, because, well, the thing is, we've already had the Mega Drive 1 Mini before, but that was in 2019, which is probably just a good year in our departments, so, yeah, I've no idea why they managed able to, like, continue things on the actual support for the Mega Drive Mini support. Well, to be more specifically in Japan, that they obviously moved on to, you know, the second model of the Mega Drive Mini. But regardless of such though, I was hoping to expect that they will do the Dreamcast Mini at some point, well, not until for a very long time, I'm afraid. So either way though, because, well, I just have no idea why that they just choose that way, which I know some people are not very happy about this, which is very understandable because if some people are so desperately able to test out their specific games for the likes of the Sega Dreamcast or something like that, but next you notice is the fact that, well, relatively speaking, that, well, we don't have that at the moment, so. But at the very least that the actual design is pretty much exactly match up to the forms of how it does it on the Japanese version of the Mega Drive Mini 2. So at the very least that's that, you know, with the one with the forms of the actual, like, switch little thing here, which unlike its pressable button switch where, oh, please don't tell me she's probably gonna able to screw me up. Yep, she's probably gonna take my 2 card. Screw you. Oh, okay, I'll take that back, because I'm gonna be perfectly fine with the 3 card, as long as the fact that, well, every time you start your turn, basically your cards will be shuffled, so, yeah, there's no way we can able to strategize ourselves at the moment, so, and it looks like she's probably gonna make it to, wait a minute, oh, wait a second, she doesn't have that much coins, so, okay, fair enough for her part, especially noticeable because, well, she obviously really needs cash for getting that souvenir photo, so. Alright, so let's see right here. I'm hoping I can get a high roll from this. Okay, whatever. I might go in, I might go here. But the thing is though, if you really want to go to different spots of the actual globe, basically though is the fact that you have to pay 5 coins in order able to take a travel, so which can be also applies for the anchor space as well. So that's something you need to worth considering for that for sake of time. Drop drops. It's an old-fashioned vegetable chopping contest. The first to chop up his or her vegetable is the winner. Swing the Wii remote up and down to chop up your vegetable. Alright, so let's do some fast chopping. In this case, we're chopping some carrots. Oh my goodness. At the very least, I did manage to win regardless, so... Oh, it looks like that, is it gonna be a tiebreaker game? Of course there is. Because as far as I can tell, both of those female Miis are about to be able to have a tie against each other. But, ultimately though, Emily just somehow got 4th again. So, she must have felt very, very rough after losing some of these mini-games and such. Alright, so let's see what card I'll bring out. Okay, so I'll be fine with 2, but despite the fact that, well, I'm probably gonna land on that sharp space, so yeah, certain items you can get from those specific cards, like you're able to actually get the helicopter card, which actually forces you to able to move 8 spaces. And there's also the 6 train card, which is pretty much self-explanatory. But I think there's also the aeroplane card, where basically if you somehow manage to select the plane card, basically that allows you to able to go into that specific spot of the airport. So, but there is that one in particular special card that you will able to come across if you fall behind. That might be kind of equivalent to that familiar item for those of you who have ever played, let's just say, the magic lamp from the likes of, well, specifically Mario Party 2, 3, and 4, if you come across into a magic lamp. And in Mario Party 5, regular capsule, and the flutter orbs from the likes of both 6 and 7, and especially noticeable with the star pipe in Mario Party DS, and heck, even with the forms of the golden pipes from the likes of both not only Super Mario Party, but also Mario Party Superstars as well. Basically, one of those specific special cards, known as the Super Me card, basically that takes you straight into the hotspot, so yeah, feels very similar, doesn't it? And there's also the forms of several other cards here now as well, like the taxi card, where that allows you to able to either move 1, 2, or 3 movement spaces, and there's also the balloon card, where basically if you manage to use the balloon card, you'll be forced to able to utilize the roulette thing, which I think I should probably explain that in a second. Ah, come on, another luck-based minigame? Choose left or right, and cross your fingers. If you're unlucky, you get zapped. 2 zaps, and it's game over. Hold the Wii remote horizontally, and use directional pad to move to the left or right side. Dicey Descent, so... Hey, I can see how this is going when it comes to pulling off some of these very, very, very random luck-based mini-games to begin with, but it's understandably, I guess, but... Oh, jeez. Hope for the best, I guess. Ah, I got zapped. At least for once, anyway. But again, if you get zapped twice, basically, you'll be out of the game, so... Oh boy. Maybe there? Okay, we should be safe from here. I think this particular minigame holds up for about 3 rounds, to be more specific, so... Alright. I'm hoping I'll survive. Hooray, I survived! But at the very least I got 2nd place, because apparently one of those Miis somehow do not get hit by the zap clouds, so... I guess I'll be alright with this. Ooh, dang, looks like Emily was so close to able to get in 3rd, but she's still back on 4th. Thanks to that tiebreaker game. For the dice blocks, anyway. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, when it comes to the Sega Mega Drive Mini 2, at least specifically in Japan, also that particular console Mini got its release date so far in Japan, which apparently is going to be coming out until, darn it, this UFO Armored. So it looks like everyone else is going to get shuffled around. So, you know, think of like Bowser Shuffle from Mario Party 3, as well as Mario Party 4 and 5, if possibly. Well, mind you, it has been about almost a year ago since I actually last played Mario Party 5, because, well, at the moment right now, I'm busy playing through story mode, but here's the problem though, is that my game keeps on crashing all the time. Nothing to do with my game disc or anything, because it works quite fine. However though, my GameCube sometimes likes to crash into things, or likes getting a lot of crashes sometimes, which I honestly have no idea. But anyway, I would like to go to the actual, the shop, but let's play a bit of 1 vs 3 or what have you, because we have not seen any of those 1 vs 3 minigames for such a long while. So, we'll go ahead and do that anyway, so... Pose Robotics. It's time for some Pose Robotics. Each round, the team's goal is to annihilate the solo player's pose. Alright. Press directional pad A or B in rhythm to strike a pose. You can change poses once each round. And same thing for the team controls, so... Alright, let's go ahead and take down those 3 opponents. And sometimes you're able to fake them out if you decided to, so... So anyway, with the forms of the Mega Drive Mini 2, basically the release date in Japan has been confirmed that it's going to be releasing during around the exact same time, as in the 5th year anniversary of the release of the Super Mario Odyssey game. So what do I mean by that though? Well, obviously it's going to be releasing until the 27th of October, so because of that, I'm not exactly sure about the other versions of it though. Well, to be more specifically, the English version of that particular Mega Drive Mini 2, because, well, we'll find out at some point, but if not, then it'll pretty much going to be stuck around on a Japanese exclusive again, just like the forms of how it does it on the Sega Game Gear Micro, which, yeah, speak for itself. But anyway, speaking of which though, the games they did reveal at the moment when it comes to the Mega Drive Mini 2, although it did say when it comes to the advertising for that particular, oh yeah, there's that Super Mii card as I explained it to you earlier. Basically, oh jeez, I just realized that Super Mii card is actually very expensive, which as far as you saw, because it cost about 20 coins, so yeah, because I think that you probably gonna spend roughly about 30 coins for either buying the item for 20 coins, and then of course the hotspots that if you pay like specifically 10 coins, then basically though that it'll pretty much guarantees to lead you to about roughly 30 coins to pay for between these two things combined, so... Alright, we have another new minigame, Lunarlanders. So, avoid the asteroids and race to land on the moon first. Look at that view. Yeah, the view is certainly amazing though. Hold the Wii remote horizontally and tilt it left or right to control your descent. Sometimes this minigame can be felt a bit annoying. Well, most of the time if you're pretty lucky then you will be alright. But most of the time you get very unlucky due to the forms of that stupid bottom section, because sometimes though that the computer players are getting very lucky, especially noticeable with the annoyance of the forms of the knockback. Oh, did I win? Ah, oh, damn it, the camera just panned into this guy, so as a result, I somehow get second place. Alright, fair enough. I'll take 5 coins anyway, but still. Because yeah, there are a few times though that you will get screwed over by those stupid asteroids, so... Okay, so it looks like he's probably going to go after that particular Brazil hotspot right now. So if you think this is over, well, it turns out there's going to be more to it than that. So, especially noticeable whenever we get to the extra time though, then I probably should able to explain about that during that specific period, so... And I think that's all 3 of those hotspots at the moment, so it looks like there's going to be some more. souvenir photos that we must able to muster. So there's one in Monaco, as well as Egypt, and finally Madagascar. In this case, in Taste Tour. Alright, that should be quite pleasant to able to noticing this. And I think I'm quite close to Monaco, so either way though, let's go ahead and use the helicopter card. So just in case we could able to actually make our way to, actually it doesn't matter which pathway I'll take, so let's just go this way, so. And hopefully, if I draw out this one card, then I should be good to go for this point. So, anyways, let's go and use our, let's buy the helicopter card again, and sure enough, we'll buy the 5 train card. So, nothing can worry me about it too much. Well, despite the fact that I somehow accidentally get rid of that one card, but that's okay. At least assuming depending on luck though, that's the only solution about it. Because unlike in Sonic Shuffle, where basically you can able to actually see the cards on your own, at least depending if you somehow manage to able to connect your VMU memory card onto your controller, although I'll get more in a second. Splash Bash. The solo player's goal is to swing the ball at the team and knock them into the pool before the time runs out. Hold the Wii remote horizontally and tilt it left or right to aim. Press 2 to swing the ball. And, well, same thing on the team of 3, except, well, we're scout to avoid. So, in fact, kind of think about it, this minigame does remind me of the forms of one of those minigames in Mario Party 2, Archer Rival. Oh, darn it, you're in my way! Ah, oh, okay, whatever. At least we're hoping that we're able to win this somehow. So anyway, yeah, this minigame does remind me of Archer Rival from Mario Party 2, except the fact that there's no 2 other people trying to blocking your way. And also, this minigame does remind me of one of those minigames in Wii Party U, except that you have to utilize the gamepad a lot. So as a result of that kind of stuff though, but I will say this right now, the only thing I do like about Wii Party U over Mario Party 10 sometimes, is the fact that in 1 vs 3 minigames, for the sake of convenience, that basically one player can able to utilize the although certain minigames in 1 vs 3 minigames in Wii Party U, basically 3 players must use the Wii remote at all times, whilst in a team of 1 has to deal with the forms of the Wii U gamepad, which that might be seems pretty cool though, even though it almost reminds me of Bowser Party for some extent in Mario Party 10. Wait a second, is that? Oh my god, that's the equivalent to Bowser Revolution! Wow, I somehow managed to lose some of my coins there. Or did I somehow get them? I have no idea. Anyway, next minigame, Cry Babies. Calm down your crying baby by rocking it in rhythm with the beating heart. That'll bring a smile to its face. Rock the Wii remote in rhythm with the beating heart. It's all about rhythm and also timing as well, because if you did a bit early, then obviously you have to start from square one again, so actually kind of think about it, this minigame is actually overall pretty easy when you get the hang of it, the timing and what have you, because I've no idea why most people complain about this minigame sometimes though, because of all that baby crying and stuff, but for me, it's pretty simple, like, I just simply done this no problem. Although, what if I managed to able to play this back in 2010 actually, during the forms of 3 days after when this game was released, I have no idea why I'm having struggling with that minigame back then, but every now and then, I'm pretty much used to it, so easy as pie, especially noticeable when it comes to master at rhythm, so that's actually pretty swell. Anyway, so let's see if we can able to draw out the one card, so oh, sweet, sweet, glorious. Especially noticeable, there's my 3rd photo souvenir. Nice. So, anyway, let's talk about the forms of the games they did manage to bring us into. So far, they did say on the advertising for the Mega Drive Mini 2 in Japan, as far as the mini console is concerned, they are obviously trying to bring 50 games, so that's usually like 8 more than the forms of how it does it on the Mega Drive Mini 1. So as a result, that seems a little bit of improvement. And at the moment right now, they've got about 11 games at the moment. Some of them based off from the Mega Drive, and some of them from the Mega CD. So, because yeah, what's new about the forms of the Sega Mega Drive Mini 2 console this time is the fact that in addition to able to obviously still supporting the Mega Drive stuff, but also this time they now brings us into ourselves the Mega CD games. So that's actually pretty swell, I have to say. So as a result of that kind of stuff though, despite it seems a bit underwhelming when it first revealed, because, you know, like I said before, everyone was expecting, you know, the Sega Dreamcast Mini and all that stuff, but apparently it didn't happen. So, Barrel Daredevil, stop the falling barrel as close as you can to your me. It takes a true Daredevil to excel at this minigame. Press A to stop the falling barrel. I'm always great at this minigame though, but most of the time my timing seems a little bit slightly off in certain scenarios, but we'll see. Whoop! Okay, so at least one of them already got disqualified. 110 centimeters. So anyway, in terms of games they did revealed, when it comes to, you know, like I said, the Sega Mega Drive Mini 2, so far for the Mega Drive department, they've got 6 of these games at the moment, which are, I would say, Bonanza Brothers, Fantasy Zone, Magical Tarurutu Ken, and Shining in the Darkness, Thunder Force 4, and Virtual Racing. So because of that though, oh, okay, that does not affect on me or anything, so it's gonna affect on someone else, so I might be alright with this. Anyway, and as far as the Sega CD games they've listed on for that particular console mini, so far they've got 5 of them so far, so yeah, because that's, like I said before, so far they've got 11 games at the moment, so hopefully they'll bring more games to the table eventually. So in this case though, for Sega CD lineup, they've got Mansion of Hidden Souls, Pop Full Mail, Slip Hade, and Shining Force CD, so that seems like an odd choice for those games. And of course, we can never forget the Sonic game is going to be on the list, which is of course Sonic the Hedgehog CD. So yeah, pretty nice able to have Sonic CD on there, just because, well, as far as at that point, that we obviously already got, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic Spinball, and Dr. Robotics Mean Bean Machine so far, in terms of the Mega Drive Mini. Oh, wait a second. Oh, screw you. You turned into all of my cards into balloon cards. Ah, oh, dang you. Dang you. Anyway, although apparently though, one thing I should probably mention about this, mind you, it might be a grain of salt for those of you really want to be curious about this. Oh, there's also the forms of that particular crown space as far as what this guy landed on. I believe you get yourselves a random freebie vehicle card, at least as far as I can recall. So, anyway, so now we get on to the extra time, and because of this though, the game is not going to end until someone actually got the final souvenir photo, and also we get ourselves a bonus souvenir photo as well, which I'll explain more in a second. Ram Jam. It's a sprint to the finish, but where did all the sheep come from? Oh well, the race must go on. So hold the Wiimote horizontally, use the directional pad to move. So basically we have to get our way for those flock of sheep. So anyway, with the forms of that particular extra time event, basically, as far as I'm aware, as far as what, you know, Party Phil was actually mentioned about, yeah, the game will not end until when someone managed able to buy the last, souvenir photo. In this case, I think it was in, Egypt, was it? I'm pretty sure it's in Egypt, so, yeah, if someone ever lands on that particular space, before we able to actually get ourselves the final award, which appears to be the bonus souvenir photo, basically what happens is the fact that, well, if you land on that Egypt space, basically you get yourselves not 1, but 2 souvenir photos. So, yeah, I think I'm probably not gonna land on that Egypt space, am I? So, yeah, let's just, go ahead and land on, I would say a shopping space, just in case if there are certain items I really want to buy. But we'll just see what happens there. Yeah, I might as well buy another helicopter card, just in case. Although, I'm probably not going to spend on it too much, though, just because, well, as far as I'm aware, much like any other Mario Party games, basically, spend your coins wisely, so just in case you can able to actually catch up to the lead. So, yeah, that's why I forgot to noticing this from the start. So, anyway, but apparently though, that until specifically, let's just say Journey forms within, the 15th of June or something, although we might be wrong, just because, like we said this before, it might be, can be resolved in a grain of salt, when it comes to likely not trusting the, rumors or leaks every now and then, just because they like to trick us. So because of that though, that, well, it might be a bit of a possibility, but it might be a Nintendo Direct at some point in the middle of June, but we'll just see what happens there. But if not, then obviously Ray the Flying Squirrel will talk more details about that, especially that obviously the Cat Tour for the Mario Kart Tour game is going to be almost concluded, so that begs the question for it. So anyway, so it looks like he made it to Egypt, and also he gets the final hot spot, which basically, or hot shot, then basically, he gets, you know, 2 photos, so, and when that's happened, well, the game is actually over, so, and, Potty Phil will tell us the detailed results, so it looks like, Misaki somehow goes in 4th, Emily was in 3rd place, and, Prince was in 2nd place, but someone that is in 1st place is none other than Mickey Mouse! Woohoo! I have no idea why I say things weirdly enough for this voice, but hey, at least I'd somehow win regardless. It's a good thing I did not spend that much coins though, because if I did, I'll be in 2nd place, so... Anyway, so that's pretty much as far as you can tell when it comes to Globe Trot. It's actually pretty fun as a result for this mode, even though I really liked able to replay for that mode again for time and time again, but not now anyway though, because we're about to, I'm afraid we're about to move on to the next couple of modes, so yeah, it shows you the details right here, and I think that's as far as saying goes, that's pretty much about it. So I think suffice to say, I think we should probably end things off at this point right here. So join us next weekend for more of Let's Play of Wii Party. That is the fact that we'll move on to the next mode, which is Me of the Kind, or Swap Meet in the North American version. So I'll see you guys until our next Saturday. Later, fellas.